Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 4 of my Inca El Dorado series. The land of the last section, we got our fourth city down. Yay. Unfortunately, it's with shared borders with Poland, so we totally risk being punished. Camp spawned up here, but he likely has it under control for us. This one's still here, so that is
Would you be interested
something
in
we have to contend with. Yep, I'll try to smooth this guy over as much as possible. We do have this warrior here, and we're Incas, so we can always pop up, check visibility, and if it's worth proceeding, we can, or otherwise we can retreat. This wall of rough means that these units will not see us. Last we knew, there was a Portugal archer here, which is probably putting in some work, but for now we're going to just take a pass. We'll finish up the farm there. And so, let's see here, we got 3 and 3. And if we move this over to growth, it says 2 and 4. But do keep in mind that since we're on production focus, when that next citizen pops up, it's going to occupy a tile with 3 hammers. So this might still be more like 4. So making that switch, I don't think will delay the trade route, but we will expedite another citizen, which is more science, of course. This guy, this is getting to be pretty bad. Like, on the one hand, we could sit here, defend, get some experience for a survivalism buff, draw some fire maybe while he whittles it down. Or we can just say, he's probably got a military. Yeah, he's tied for the lead more or less. So we'll just leave that for him. I kind of want to get through this corridor while it's available to us. We kind of made it to where his borders are going to grow. I don't know. But before that closes up, I'd like to get through, because right now I want to keep my scouts moving as much as possible. This hill has opened up, and we knew this was coast. So I'm seeing a border here, and it actually looks like Maria. So yeah, she's got a unit over here. Like, I wonder what the story here is. Writing is finished, though, so we can now trade. Yeah, 2 cities. She literally came all the way over here ahead of all the, land that's nearby. So I'm not sure what that's about. But before I forget, we did finish researching writing.
Go ahead.
So this makes us eligible for all of this. Of course, Poland, the one we would actually like to get some diplomatic friendliness going with,
Hello.
is ineligible.
Go on.
That's bittersweet. Maybe he's focusing on military so we can take care of all those barbarians before we have to bring our workers over there. But then as his military gets stronger, he becomes a greater threat to us. You know what? I just canceled that without checking the other one. Wellington. Trespassing inside on. Okay. So this appears to be the turn that our iron rolls in. As a reminder, we have a city-state quest for an iron, so we cannot sell off every last piece. Otherwise, by the time this guy has a turn, he'll check, we won't have the iron, and we won't get rewarded. And right now, we could really use that reward. On the other hand, if we were to count out our happiness and stuff, waiting for monarchy, if we were to determine that that extra food would be harmful, we could sell it all off just to avoid that from happening. I am going to, well, let me see here first. Okay, after we exchanged embassies, I didn't bother looking at the lands. This is something I often forget, so I want to take the time to do that now. I'm seeing a preponderance of silver, which is great, because that's what T1 would like. And then over in Stockholm, I'm seeing a preponderance of furs, which is what Costco would like. So that's really nice. But more importantly, I can see tundra. So now we have a very clear idea of north and south. And since we have a scout here and one here, I think I'd like them to focus on trying to find the west and eastern edges. Because once we have a clearer picture of what the landmass looks like, maybe that'll give us a better idea of how to find the remaining civs. Another reason I wanted to check is because we do have multiple takers for iron, and I would like to not trade with Poland. I think if you trade and you're not already trading, that helps, kind of like an embassy as far as diplomacy. But at the same time, I don't want to give him additional capacity for swordsmen. Sweden, on the other hand, is right on the other side of Poland, so I will definitely sell as much to him as he's willing to take. while keeping in mind utmost profit. So it looks like right now we can get a little more gold coming to Elizabeth. And of course we're going to stop right there so that we can satisfy the city-state quest. Another reason to sell off all the iron isn't just to forego the food temporarily, but to also try to couple the rep we get from that along with this culture competition. That's actually something worth considering, but I'll just take what I can get while I can get it, and we can go from there. Primarily because we are amassing money, and it might end up being that we use that to influence city-states. Sorry, I got taken aback by the fact that this archer's on top of this hill. I mean, the answer here is pretty clear. This is such a favorable... In fact, he seemed to tank that fairly well. It's the rough and the fact that this is a warrior, not a spearman. So, nevertheless, we should be able to two-shot it. On the other hand, that will put us into this tile damage, and since he's here, can see our lands, whatever barbarians are here might start gravitating this way. I think it might be a good time to start bringing this spearman over, try and help with that. I mean, whoops, I didn't mean to move him like that. I meant to dance for visibility. With this guy gone, we have some visibility issues, so if I keep him mobile, we can get a little more visibility. Well, I guess I can have him dance back and forth. Although from this hex we can see this one, but not this one. We can see this one from there. So, I don't know. Because of the path, I kind of want to favor over here. So yeah, ideally I meant to bring him here and then come back. We'll rectify that next turn though. Here we'll just zoom past zone of control. We should be able to get over here out of range. I'm glad to see this archer, so hopefully we can count on Casimir to clean that up for us. Okay, so let's go farm that iron up. And yep, we're down to the 1 iron, so we're free to pass. And now there's our food in the capital. Nice. Okay, so wine tile is available. Let's go do that. This guy is free. He actually gets the cover promotion. That'll be helpful, especially with a couple of archers here. So yeah, next turn we'll back off and heal up, but in the meantime this spearman is coming over to help. Cusco has grown, and it was set to grow in 2 turns, and now we see Caravan has 1 turn to go. So yes, moving that citizen didn't actually delay the caravan, it just got our science up a little quicker, which is nice. Okay, this guy's ready to go. 4 turns till we get the deer, so let's hop up here, do a mine and interrupt. When this has 1 turn to go, I'll just move him into the deer tile, so the moment we acquire it, we can start work. And the reason why I'm being so tight on the timing is I really want this worker to be able to start on a terrace farm the moment construction gets learned, because with these 3 mountains, this is going to be a 4 food, 2 hammer tile right now, and that is way too good to pass up for any length of time. So let's get through the corridor here. That's pretty nice. Escape all that barbarian nastiness. It kind of would have been nice to pick up the survivalism promotion along the way, but what can you do? Alright, we are free to sell off our additional iron, so again I will go to Gustavus if at all possible. He's given us full value, so let's hope we bolster his army so that he can keep Casimir off our back. So yeah, I'll probably just dance between the gold tile and this one. Over here is not as important because there's a small buffer, but here the path really literally gets as far south as it can, so I think that's probably a better spread. We'll find out together. Okay, Machu has grown. Nice. So we're getting these tiles developed as fast as it can work them, which is nice. Again, mine interrupt until that says 1 turn to go. Alrighty, caravan is done in the capital, so let's get a library out. I'd love to be able to build like an archer. But I do not like the Incan archers. Just in case I failed to mention it, every single part of the series thus far. I totally respect the value it brings later on, but like right now, our military units are mostly defending, and we simply can't do that like this. I think I want to defend him here. I'd love to be able to pull him back to the horse, or if the spearman was here already, pull him back to here and let the spearman be the north blocker. If I defend right here, we look vulnerable. They might try to dogpile, which means this brute stays right here, away from our horses, and that seems ideal right now. We'll keep moving this guy over. Hopefully he's not too late. I don't want to be stuck here, because if either one of these cities grows to this tower and we get pushed back, then it's all for naught. So let's come up to this hill, because that keeps us heading west. We'll heal up right here. That seems to make sense. And this guy's going to try to get east. Let's find those edges, figure out what this landmass looks like. Because we appear to be on the west coast, but I've seen maps that have like a bulb and a bridge, so we might actually be more in the center. Not sure exactly how much that information helps or does not, but there is no knowledge that is not power. Okay, we grow to 4, and the granary is online. So this city is officially running under its own power now, which is great, because we do have a lot of what's going to end up being 2 food, 2 hammer tiles, so the more we can scoop up, the faster we can get producing stuff in this city. We're going to move on to the library now. Tech-wise, we're going to keep on going towards construction. There's some more iron, and only Elizabeth is interested, and that's fine. We'll just do that there, and then she does want both. That's really nice. Okay, so our GPT's getting there. Cannot complain. Alright. Same thing. I want to defend up. The name of the game is just keeping the guy alive. And the more, it does appear like there's still a plinker here. So the camp will be cleared. So one of these guys will step here and leave us alone. And we could take shots from both of them probably anyways. Because we do have cover and rough, and we're on rough. So it would suck to lose a warrior at this point. But compared to the alternative... yeah, because we're almost to the point where we can spit out some composite bowmen. On the other hand, the higher our military score can be, the better we keep pulling off our backs. So, Timmy! He's back. Let's hope he's not holding a grudge from the last series, eh? Oh, he's right here in front of our face. And he only has the one city. But of note is that he's the first coastal empire we've located, which is important because somebody mentioned to me trying to go for Petra, trying to go for Colossus simply for the extra trade routes. Petra doesn't fit our lands, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. The extra trade route would probably be worth it, as well as possibly depriving it from somebody who could benefit more from it. But Colossus definitely seems attainable, so that's why I wanted to bring attention to the fact that he's only got the one city. And he's the only coastal empire we've found as of yet. Alright, I want to get a look at that again. Nice. Okay, so she did in fact clear the hand axe. The brute withdrew. It looks like we're the ones that got shot. And a spearman came out. So let's go ahead and zip back to our horsey tile. This is the ideal place to defend and heal up because it keeps our horses protected, and of course with this spearman here we can start influencing this camp and, you know, go toe to toe with an enemy spearman, etc., etc. Alright, we have grown to 2 pop, which unfortunately does put us into unhappiness. Of course this is only going to be for 1 turn because of monarchy, but nevertheless I like to min-max, so let's try and make the most of that 1 turn by favoring production and gold intake, because they are hit far less during unhappiness. Let's see. Because of the granary, we can get away with that, so that's pretty nice. Granary's done here, and we do get the border here next turn. So when we get back into happiness, this will be the better tile to work, but for right now, we are fine. Let's go ahead and work on that workboat, though. Get that out there. Obviously, I could buy the workboat, and I, you know, could have bought it a couple turns ago and had this rectified to where we never hit unhappiness, but unhappiness for 1 turn doesn't seem like a problem to me. So we'll go ahead and move the worker into the deer tile since that's coming next turn. That's under control. Alright. So it looks like the camp is cleared. And this is probably one of his... well, whatever it is, it's probably not a threat to us. Because either it's him or he's taking care of it. The fact that, I mean, it looks like his archer's withdrawing. So I think he's done down here. So that's fine. Okay. Alrighty, so we see the coast, the east coast. Let's step here for a little visibility. Alright, so I'm seeing coast, coast. It looks like there might be another tile here. But I think this is a time where we can count on our trireme eventually picking it up. Because I see a hill up here. So I'm thinking it'll be pretty nice to get up there, right? I like that idea. Okay, what's going on here? Nothing? Alrighty, we can zoom here. Okay, it looks like Timmy's finally going to get himself another city. And this is the turn we go to happiness. So let's not delay that decision. That puts us up to 2, which is fine. It gives us a buffer so we can find more happiness elsewhere. There we go. I think that's ideal. And there. Let's do this because the granary, and now it's in our borders, and that's already doing optimal. So there we go. A religion has been founded. Let's find out. All right. I don't see pagodas, and I don't see mosques. So we are in the running. I like it. On to construction. Let's get those terrace farms. Heal up there. I don't want to miss out on wine. Unfortunately, the only taker looks like she's only willing to do it for money. Ah, you butt.
Of course not.
There we go. Alright, so do you have enough money? She does. Okay. I'm willing to just sell it off. The gold will make for a nice buffer as we make other moves and decisions. And we're not going to be at any shortage of duplicate luxuries. So... okay, we can't clear that yet, so I'll just back off. Let's see, you... okay, perhaps it was the scout we were seeing. Alright, so I'm happy to see that. Okay, we'll come do this. Although, you know what, I could have come here and started on the horses sooner. That probably would have been better. On the other hand, the moment the stone's done, because after granary and library... maybe we can build a stoneworks. And then if we do try to build Colossus, we can have that much more production. Because look at this, 5 hammers here, 6 hammers here. So this city already has more hammers simply because it doesn't have a citizen relegated to a natural wonder. So if we were to build Colossus, it would probably be in Olan. And we're not there yet, obviously. I think we'll probably go for engineering next, just so we can have the aqueducts. It would appear to me like there's no competition for Colossus, because it probably would have been built by now. I don't remember ever seeing a... another religion founded. Alright, what are the chances that both religions that beat us? He's got mosques, but not pagodas. So, cross your fingers. I mean, we could have gotten a profit this turn. Cross your fingers for me, ladies and gents, because if we could get pagodas, if we can come out the other end of all of this with pagodas after this amazing start, I would be so happy. Alrighty. So, before I move the worker, I just want to get another peek here. The spearman has buggered off, and unfortunately I think the most likely explanation is that there's no longer a civ archer here. So we might start getting the wrath, or perhaps from this hill he can see Washington and decides to start going for Washington. Once this guy's healed up, I mean, we can just tag team the camp and get it over with. I would really like to free up, because we don't have the visibility we'd like to protect our trade route, and once that camp is dead, the next turn it might spawn again down here and just make things worse. So, oh, what gives? We were on this hill right here. If he settles here and we're here, he should push us that way. I mean, it's like on the one hand, I'm kind of glad we're not getting pushed blindly into the cloud, but I mean, it's a scout. That's kind of like what we're going for, right? So that's kind of annoying. Alrighty, let us go ahead and improve stone. Hey, look at that. We're finally making use of that masonry we researched so early in the game. So, yeah, with me not me researching masonry, I didn't quite think it through the way I did in a later part. And then not getting trapping when I was thinking I was going to settle over here. I haven't been handling the research decisions in the early game so well. But, alright. So we can step up here, visibility, slam. Nice. Barely scratched us, and this guy continues to heal in the background. So we can all cross land, return to this hex next turn, land, wait, figure out. Or maybe we just have... No. River. Okay, never mind. I was on a wild goose chase. Now that that border has grown, where's our next border? Alright. So this will be a freshwater plains, which is good. It's better than freshwater grasslands in my opinion. I'm just waiting to see how soon this copper is going to come into our borders. Luckily, this is the city that is working El Dorado, so our culture in that particular city is really high. Okay, notice this is not a river plain, so I'm pretty disappointed in that. Alright, no, there's 6 iron. Let's see here. Oh, he's only got 3 gold, so let's try and take as much of it as we can. Well, at least we're trading with him. We just met him, so that's good. Alrighty, I think we're healed up enough to continue about our merry way. Looks like there's a city-state over here and coast, so that's worth knowing. Because we do want our guys to find the coasts so that we know how to fill in the backfield. Step, hill, yeah. Probably go this way. We can still head east from up here, right? Alright, we grew. And so this will be the next tile to work. Library is finished. Let's do watermill, and then after that we'll have construction. We can finally start spitting out them composite bowmen. Hopefully in time to keep pulling off our back. Hopefully in time to get visibility in some key locations. Alright, looks like the spearman's coming back for more. Once he's healed, we can come back. So now, let's just do this. I was hoping he'd go for Washington. Because even from that hill, he can see Washington, but he can't see us. And when I say Washington, I'm referring to the leader. I realize this is New York down here. Okay, so let's see. 8 turns until border growth. If I come to do this one, we'll have it finished sooner. Yeah, that's okay, never mind. There's no need to overthink it. Let's see here. Can I wrap around to get out? No, that wouldn't. Let's see if I can try to go through. Alright, I didn't want to trespass, but it seemed like the best way to move forward. And we still have a good view of the coast, so that seems to be the name of the game. Where is our profit already? Like, we're wasting faith intake here. Hey, look, furs are available. Nice. But still no profit. What gives? Anyways, I do think copper is going to be the next one we get in our border, so let's do it that way. And I base this on the fact that we got El Dorado here. It's very likely that this is the next one we get. With him here, I am kind of tempted to just defend in place. Because all we have to do is hold this land. We don't have to take out, because once we have a composite bowman out, this will be, you know, cakewalk. We could retract the spearman down here and just let the warrior defend. Let's see here, though. Olan has grown, so let's do the tile we're actually developing. And Machu has grown, so let's get back on that iron. And let's see here. Camp will be finished right as construction's coming online, so that's perfect. Okay, trespassing in Buenos Aires. I apologize for that, but it's Washington's fault. You can take it out on him. Mountains, not good. Okay, we'll finish up that farm. I can see there's coast here, so let's peek here. I still want to stick to the coast, but I didn't want to trespass any more than I had to, and this gets us closer to, like, the Polish, Swedish border, which is almost as interesting. We're getting close to the north. Where is our prophet? This is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. To have two religions formed before us is one thing, but the fact that neither one of them chose pagodas, oh my gosh, I'm so eager. Alright, bombard. And these guys, ooh, wow, that bombard was weak sauce. Oh, that's a little better. Alright, we'll just go ahead and hit him like this. I didn't figure we'd finish him off, but he is so weak now we can just heal up next turn. Cusco loves the king, and why wouldn't they? I am fantastic. Alrighty, so let's finish that up, and we'll get to that sweet, sweet terrace farm. Alrighty, moving along. I like to end up on a hill, but I think we have enough idea of this coast here that I think we can do that instead. We're getting lucky down here. Let's hope it persists. We haven't cleared the camp yet, so that's saying something. Yeah, bombard should finish this up. There's construction, and there is our prophet. There is our prophet. Alright, pardon me, I'm just going to take a second here to kind of regroup, because that was tension on a stick. Let's just verify that pagodas are in fact still available. We get the tithe, which is great, because we're tradition, we're going to grow that capital. Look at that, pagodas. Oh, I could just kiss the screen right now. That is nice. I'm sorry, I really enjoy the religious aspect of this game, and it's actually been a while since I've founded my own religion, let alone one as pristine as tithe pagodas. So, yes, I'm pleased with that. Alright, we get our cover promotion. This guy will just do like this, but I think this one it's safe to actually push in. Because even if this guy comes here, we can back him up, bombard, and yada yada. So, we'll get this camp down eventually. It's not a priority. As long as we can defend our tiles, that's what matters to me. You guys can tell me all about how misguided you think that approach is. I'm definitely open to the argument. Now, I could produce a workboat here for the fish. I consider the fish a low priority right now. We do have a trade route fueling us. And quite frankly, we could just build a workboat down here and send it up. I want this to be as production focused as possible. Let's get the library out of the way. And by the time that's done, we can have stoneworks. And that'll be fairly close to... I can't wait to finish this farm. I've never played the Inca before, unless it was like one of the times that I started a game and like a few turns in I just decided it wasn't for me or whatever. So I've never really fully abused terrace farms before. Alrighty, so I kind of want to come up on the hill here. I really wanted to see this, so that's nice. And who knows, maybe we trespass for a turn, I don't know. Let's see what his tiles look like. So yeah. Now the problem with this religion, this is something I was thinking about before. I usually like to enhance my religion before I go spreading it, but the problem is that our faith gain comes from our pantheon. Not exclusively, but so much so that we would be waiting forever without... because if we passively pressure the cities around us, there will invariably come a time where there's not a majority. And even though the pantheon and the religion based on that pantheon are, you know, the same pantheon, if there's not a majority, we will not get the pantheon bonus. So I think I will be buying a missionary when we're first possible. Yeah, that'll make us late to the enhanced game, and we were already late to the religion game, so we'll probably have crappy enhancements available, but that means this city will never have a time where it's not producing faith here. And if it was, it wouldn't be the end of the world as long as we noticed and stopped working this tile. But spreading it actively is also a good idea because he was first, and you can already see he's gaining influence. So let's make our city that's most towards what looks like the center of the landmass be a beacon for Taoism. And then, of course, we'll use the second charge back here for the exact same reason, so we don't lose our faith gain. Because we did score. We got the pagodas. So we We want our faith gain to be as high as possible so we can buy them as early as possible. Now look at this. 1, 2. We're not going to be able to reach here, so let's just go ahead and... Well, I mean, we could reach here, but not also drop. So we'll scout a little bit. Okay, so it's a deer tile. And then we can go 1, 2, 3, drop next turn. We'll buy the tile then. No point in doing it. No longer friends with Panama City. So right as our happiness is finally starting to stabilize, we lose out on the extra food, which is fine. What is this? He came up here. Okay. I mean, that's fine. We can... This is flatland, so if I come back here, he could come here. So I think it makes more sense to just come to the tiles we actually want to defend. Oh, but you know what? It just occurred to me. The worker's coming here next. I should have just backed up and waited here. Yep. That's what I should have done. Alright, it would suck to make a mistake like that at the end of what is a very good segment. Alright, so 2 and 1. It says it's still only 2, but with the watermill getting completed, that might speed it up. I don't think it works that way. I mean... Let's just do this. We want composite bowmans up as quick as possible, so the extra hammer spilling over is actually a really good thing. Speaking of which, we're done with this workboat here. So now let's get on to the library. Yeah, we can still build a workboat for up here, but it's not a priority. The library is more important, I think. And here we go. Let's start that terrace farm construction. I like it. Alrighty, we will trespass here. Oh, look at this. City-state border, nice. Okay, so taking the direct route was nice. And we're just about to the snow, so we'll probably find the corner and then we can start backtracking, filling in the gaps. This guy, we don't need to be right on top of the coast. Okay, that's good coverage, I think. And let's get started on that. So happiness is no longer going to be a problem, I'm happy to report. We are full enough that taking this would be a free shot. But there was a spearman that's probably going to be heading this way. And the 2 of them on top of him, I don't know. Yeah, we're estimated to take 27 back, which is faster than we can heal up. I think we're getting this under... Well, I'll tell you what. Let us do everybody else. Okay, it's just down to him. Let me think on it. This will be the end of this segment. We nailed the pagodas. I'm so pleased with that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I was a little stressed out waiting for the pagodas there for a second, so it's entirely possible I kind of glossed over something. For example, with a little foresight, I think I would have backed up here and healed here. He is a spearman, so I'm not too worried about that, and I'm not sure what to do about that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me and all the feedback you've given. I'm continuing to learn a lot, and that is amazing to me. I really appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.